As if the blog post was not enough, the devs decided to go on Twitter and give us a whole lot new, bunch of information for Hytale. So let's get right into it. Honestly, we don't need a long introduction.
No,
The first thing we're going to go through is Noxie's tweet, and he didn't really say anything. It's mainly John Hendricks, but I did ask him a question that Panther brought up, asking what was a name for Hytale before Hytale came out, because that'd be interesting. Was it Highcraft?
Tail High? Was it something
Tail
random?
High? Yeah, something random. And then he answered with, every name was terrible until Hytale randomly came out of nowhere. And we all knew it immediately that was it. I don't even remember the other suggestions at this point. So, unfortunately, we don't know the other suggestions. But it's good that they came to Hytale, because I think any other suggestion would have been really cringe. Like, Highcraft. Just anything with the word craft in it cringes me out. Because it reminds me of, like, 2012 Minecraft servers.
It does. And I was going to say, like, if you were to put craft in it and people would literally just continue to compare Hytale to Minecraft. Not that they don't already, but that would just really accentuate
they don't need even more comparisons.
No.
Yeah, Hytale has nothing to do with Minecraft's name. It's a derivative of Hypixel, so I think they chose a very, very good name.
Yeah, plus,
now we get to the
keep the high,
things.
which is cool.
They do keep the high. It's their trademark.
Yep.
Now we get to the interesting things, which is John Hendricks' tweets, and he was on a rampage. Still is. Yesterday, he tweeted a whole 5 tweet thread.
Yeah.
So we were like, hey, when do we record this podcast? Oh, whenever we get to the end of John Hendricks' tweets. And then he just kept on tweeting. Same with my video. I'm looking to make a video on this. I don't know when to start the video because, if I make the video and then a day later he tweets 5 things, it's irrelevant. So
yes, John. So I'm as a formal Hytale community member who's doing a podcast on your tweets. Can you just stop for a week? I'm kidding. Never stop. We're joking. We're joking. Don't ever stop. We love it.
Do not stop. We appreciate the open communication.
Yeah. So you want to read off a couple tweets?
I thought you were gonna start off.
I don't have the Twitter open, so I think you're gonna have to do it.
Oh, you don't have it open? Okay,
No.
I'll read out the tweets. We're gonna just cannonball through a lot of these. There was a question: was this the first time he's in a blog? And he did confirm this is his first blog post. So congratulations, John, for this being your first blog post. I think you did a very very good job.
Yep.
There was I think we did cover this in the last blog post. The Farron
yes,
eye goggles.
I remember Hawkon said so in the comments.
Yeah, someone in the comments did say they were like Eskimo, I think was the name I was forgetting.
I believe so.
And then someone came up with the actual name for the goggles, but I already forgot them.
I can't remember. I don't have a good memory for these things,
So, there was a question that says, does external playtests mean the game is near? This was our first very good teaser.
Mm-hmm.
Teaser.
In quotation marks.
Playtests are an important part of development at all stages. Many more to come. So, he doesn't answer really the question, but he does say that there are more playtests to come. I want to read between the tea leaves. A beta is technically a playtest, just a very large one. Do I think that after the very first playtest it's going to be a beta? No, but
So typically for video games, are betas typically the last playtest that they do before the game's out, or is there a playtest after the beta where they fix all the bugs and then they release the game? Do you know? Because I'm not a game developer or anything, so I don't know how that works. But
if I were to give you an answer, I'd be lying.
Okay. Okay. In the comments, people, let us know if you know anything about game design.
It is definitely one of the last playtests.
Yeah, 100%.
Opening up to the mass. And then there's always that room between a beta and the official release. So I wouldn't call those playtests. I would call those fixing whatever you need to get fixed before the actual game comes out.
Yes.
It was mentioned briefly, but is Hytale using a bespoke engine or an augmented version of Unreal Engine 5? And then he confirms they are making their own engine. It is not an engine we already know, such as Unity or Unreal.
Do we know the name of the engine? Is it the high engine or?
I don't think they've given a name to the engine
yet,
because it technically isn't done yet.
Okay.
Right.
We should ask. We should ask John
final
Hendricks
stages of the engine.
The high engine.
Would be cool to know.
High engine.
High engine.
High engine.
A lot of words, but not really a lot of information. How is the development going timeline-wise? Are you meaning your internal deadlines? Okay. Well,
we already know
the
this.
answer to this is development is going well, and we're hitting our internal deadlines. I'm not the one to talk about dates, though.
Winky face, right? Not the winky face one?
No, that's a
No?
dot dot dot.
Ah,
He
it's
put a
dot
lot
dot.
of winky faces, so
He
it's,
did. He loves to throw it in there. Loves it.
Loves teasing.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said, okay, thanks for clarification. I think you were hinting that the game is not close. Then he replied, all things are relative. If I am hinting at anything, it is that we know we have work left to do, and I am not the one to answer question around dates. Okay, so he did do 2 tweets about dates. This one has a winky face.
Yes, I remember we did talk about that last time.
All things are relative. I'm going to be honest, if I were an English major and I did a lot of like reading comprehension and all of that and like understanding what certain sentences mean, I could probably like give you a more detailed like clarification to what all things are relative mean to this answer. I wish I knew, but I think that's only something the devs understand.
Yeah, and I mean we could speculate on that as much as we want, but we'll never get it right.
Yeah,
like we thought the beta was coming out like last week, so
getting further. So I don't know if we covered this in the last episode. I think we may have.
Probably.
That John Hendricks said we don't have to wait until 2024.
Yes, we did cover that. More. We did cover that.
Do we?
Yes.
So more information coming this year. But he does do a follow-up later on, so stay tuned. You asked John Hendricks, hey, now that you are not busy anymore, you want to join the Hytale podcast? And he says, spoiler, I'm always busy. So unfortunately, he does not want to join the podcast at this moment.
Dang it.
We're going to try to get an interview.
One day.
Whenever he's available for you guys.
It was a good effort. It was a good effort. I tried.
Okay. Someone said, the new header is extremely concerning as this looks nothing like the game that has already been shown. That means there's internal issue. Okay.
What?
The banner, for clarification, is the new profile picture and the new Twitter banner. This is concept art that we've seen last summer in the 2021 blog post of the 3 doors. This is not something new. They just changed their concept art to that. And then he replied, sometimes art is simply art. Concept art and creative key art inspire and encourage exploration. It is an ongoing part of the process. Intent of sharing was certainly not to stress you out.
Yeah, you can't tell me that it doesn't look awesome though. Like, I love the old Hytale banner. It's so nostalgic. Their old logo is so nostalgic. But like, look at this. They got like Wizard Mage and Sword Guy versus Varen in there. It's dope.
It really sparks your imagination. It's like, ooh, what is this? What is this?
Yeah, there's like a windmill. There's a big old robot. There's a boat in the sky. There's a cool looking ship that flies. It's sick. It's awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
So
nice. Someone asked, is this a fair concept art or an in-game model? And then he replied, concept art, exploring how they adapt to different climates. This Farron is putting in maximum effort to get somewhere. Wonder why. Okay.
We mentioned this.
This is probably the biggest tweet. Did we mention this? I don't think
we mentioned I think we mentioned a lot of this in the most recent podcast because remember we covered a lot of John Hendricks' tweets right after.
This came out the 28th. This was after we recorded.
Okay.
So
maybe I covered it in my video. I probably covered it in my video.
He's trying to get somewhere. Wonder why. This is probably the biggest story clue that we've gotten in a very long time because he says, okay, the Farrons are normally Zone 2 mobs. He's now clothed up for a winter season going to Zone 2, and he's trying to get somewhere.
Where is he going?
Why is he trying to leave the desert? Is there maybe a Scarrick invasion?
It's possible.
An Inquisition that is trying to get rid of the Farrons, and the Farrons are... This is something we could speculate on once again for hours, but until we know more about the story itself.
Nobody what's it called? Nobody expected the Scarrick Inquisition. Yeah, I mean,
I hope that's a thing, so we can make that. So there's a fan art of it.
Oh my god, the Scarrick! I'm sure like Lynn would draw that or something. The Scarrick Inquisition.
Oh, Lynn would love to draw the Scarrick Inquisition.
Yeah, Lynn, if you're watching, it is 9:30 in the video. You know what to do. Draw it.
Someone said thought that was an Outlander. And then he said the image is an Outlander. My reply was in reference to the Farron art later in the post. We had unintentionally snowy theme going on. It is kind of ironic that they put 2 snowy images in a summer blog post.
Maybe a lot of things want to go to Zone 3 in the story. I don't know.
Well, Outlanders,
like they're from Zone
been
3.
In Zone
yes.
3. Yeah.
Farron's Zone 3. We spoke about Quebec's last time in Zone 3. So Zone 3's popping up a lot right now.
trying to get to Zone 3. What is Zone 3 trying to tell us?
Hey, our background in this podcast has changed to Zone 3 now, in case you got eagle-eye viewers, haven't noticed. Or if you did notice. I mean, it's kind of hard not to, but yeah.
This is unrelated to Hytale in general, but before the blog post, he tweeted out, "What should I do for reaching 2,000 followers?" One of the replies was, "You should drop some information." And then after the blog post, he replied, "Was this enough?" Kind of winky facing. And then I replied with a gif of a knight dancing, just doing like some moves.
Oh yeah.
And then he said, "This will likely happen at the local Ren Fair this year. I will talk someone into bringing a camera." So we may get a video of John Hendricks dancing in a knight outfit. That would be absolutely incredible.
We need a John Hendricks face reveal.
I don't need a face reveal. I need a knight dancing reveal.
That too, on top of the face reveal. That'd be awesome. We need everything. And John Hendricks on the podcast.
Yeah. So you replied to the tweet saying that they unintentionally made it a snowy theme, and he replied, "Lol, coincidentally, maybe I should have gone with ironically, it being a summer update." And then someone replied to that, being Chris really trying to dig the smallest details, which we do. It's our job to try to pry out the littlest information. And then he replied with this: "It was an odd use of his last question. Now he has to wait a full cycle to ask anything new."
I lost my question privileges. Dang it.
You asked your last question. When does the cycle refresh is the question. Is there a time parameter?
He did reply to me recently, so I think I'm back in the clear. But
back in the cycle.
Yeah, I'm back in the cycle, but he didn't reply to me for like a day, and I was like, "Aw, dang, I gotta wait for the next blog post, which could be the next year." So yeah. No, but he did reply. He was just messing around. It's funny though. It's all good. We're chilling.
So there's another very, very great piece of information. So there were a lot of theories going on afterwards. One of the theories was using the concept art of Orvis, where it shows the planet of the 4 zones and then an ocean surrounding it, saying, "We have 6 zones and a deep ocean. Maybe perhaps after completing zone 4, you will do the underwater missions, because as you can see, the first 4 zones are on this island, and in order to travel to the other 2 zones, you'll have to go through the deep ocean." And then he replied, "I love this piece of art and the speculation. I wouldn't count on it as an accurate map of Orvis, though. If you try to navigate this, certainly find yourself lost at sea." Winky face.
Ooh. That's pretty big news, considering we don't know anything about Orvis, so that's cool. Like, a lot of us has based our speculations around that one concept art that was probably drawn in 2017 or earlier. So I assume a lot of it has changed by now, but that's all we have. So what do you think they mean it would get lost at sea? Like, did they change the map around? Is that just like a early sketch that they just changed, obviously, because that's just what you do in development?
So the theory, the person was trying to say was, there's the island of 4 zones, and then a zone 5 and 6 right here, and you have to cross the water to get there.
Okay.
I think what he's implying is zone 5 and 6 are not there anymore, because he's saying you'll get lost at sea. Assuming the zones were there, you wouldn't have gotten lost at sea, because you just go straight ahead and you'll find the zones.
Well, to me,
that's my guess.
I feel like all the zones would be at least somewhat connected, so I don't know why there would be a separate island for Zone 5 and Zone 6, considering Zone 5 we assume to be Sky Islands, and then Zone 6 to be just void and corruption and blah blah blah. But yeah, I don't know why you would take a boat to them anyway, but then you never know. Like, you never know.
Basically, what he's saying is whatever that piece of land there is in the corner, it's either not there or the seas are very hard to navigate and you will get lost.
Probably maybe a mix of both, because we know after like the mainland of Orvis they have like the Farlands or the whatever it's called, or the procedurally generated world, so they'll have those outside of the mainland where you can just keep going forever. But I wonder how big the seas in between the main island of Orvis is compared to those, because in Minecraft, like you could travel on water for a long time and not find anything. So I don't know how big. Like obviously, some Minecraft places are like bigger and smaller. You know, you can travel for like 10 minutes, or you can travel for like 30 seconds until you find a new island. But I wonder how big the seas will be in Hytale, or are they all the same size for every single generated world outside of Orvis, or are they different? Like the sea between the mainland and the Farlands.
Yeah, that's something that I hope we get more information on very soon, because I think the world generation is some of the most interesting things, especially how the zones kind of interact with each other.
Right.
There was a question asking about controller support, and he replied, "Too early to talk about specific platforms or requirements, but controller support is an important part of console support." So,
which makes sense.
If you were wondering if you could play on a controller, yeah, you can, because they're already obviously making the ability to play on a controller due to the console versions. It would be kind of easy to just like port these controls over to the PC version, and then boom, bada bing.
And then for the mobile version, it's probably a little joystick touchscreen on your phone, and you move from there. So, which is cool.
Yeah, 100%. Someone asked what their favorite game mode was to play, and whether it's first person or third person. John Hendrick said, "We have a good mix on the team. I'm situational to game mode, but tend to favor first person in adventure and creative." What do you think you're going to prefer? Because I think I'm going to prefer first person. I don't know how the third person is really going to work.
I would say first person as well. I feel like there will be third person game modes, which will give a big, like, which would really make it a lot different compared to a lot of like Minecraft mini games, because I believe most or almost all Minecraft mini games are first person.
Yeah, pretty much all of them.
Yeah, like I don't remember any third person games. Unless they do like a fun top-down 2D shooter like we saw sort of in the trailer, except it's just the third-person version of that, which would be quite interesting. I'd like to see how that would work. But I think I'd prefer first-person. I'm used to playing games in first-person anyway. Like there's a few adventure games that I've played, like Fallen Order and stuff, where it is third-person and you can see your full guy's body. You're starting to attack the stormtroopers, which is cool. But I don't think Hytale's got that sort of combat-esque to it that's like you need to be third-person, and I'd prefer it in first person anyway, so I think I'd like first person.
Yeah, definitely. Let me see what this was too. Okay, so this is kind of random. He just like threw out a bunch of information because fuck it, he could. Someone asked, in Hytale, will void and lightning zones and creatures in the sketch or drawing be added? And then he replied,
"What sketch?"
No, I don't know which sketch he's talking about, I'm going to be honest. But then he replied,
maybe
not a Quebec, just a tree. Which sketch are you referring to?
Okay.
There has been a lot of speculation on both zones and creatures based off concept art and early reveals. Void. I'll only say that Baron is fascinating to me. What is he, and where is he from? What are his goals? How long has he been working towards them? Not really too much information there that we didn't know. Only saying that Baron's an interesting character.
He's an alien,
and then he said,
but we know that already.
Yeah. He said, "Re-lightning? Did you know that my circus nickname was Johnny Lightning? Totally unrelated, but true. Elements are a powerful thing on Orvis. Many ways that power can manifest. An aspiring motorcycle daredevil is unlikely to be one of them."
He's just spitting nonsense at this point. The only thing that sort of correlates is lightning and power. So electricity, that's what my brain went to. So I assume there will be some sort of
electricity, some type of redstone power.
Yeah, something like that. And we've seen wires in a concept art anyway, like power lines in like a more futuristic concept art. So, or not, I think it was just a screenshot. It was just a screenshot. So we've seen it already. So I guess his power lines are confirmed to be in the game. Anyway, It's just how will you get them in the main story, if you can get them at all.
Yeah, but I'm going to be honest, I understood none of what he said there. He just kind of like said a bunch of random
We need
things.
like a John translator. That'd be cool.
That'd be incredible. Someone asked about a UI update, which is the user interface. I'm a personal big fan of the UI. I love looking at it.
It looks nice.
And he said, "I agree. Once they are ready to show more of it, I love the UI and UX team and what they have been up to."
So that means they've been working on a new one?
Yeah. Whenever they are ready to share more, they will definitely share it to us. So that's exciting to hear.
Heck yeah.
Someone asked if we could get more music and if traveling band is the main theme of Hytale. He didn't answer about the main theme of Hytale, but he said Oscar always has another track to drop. Fact. So
Nice.
there is music ready to be dropped.
Yes.
When?
So we need a Slamma and Oscar collab remix. That'll be sick.
Dude, that'd be so cool. If
That'd be epic.
Imagine if Slamma could get her song into the game.
Ooh, that'd be awesome.
Crazy.
That would be dope. And honestly, that'd be really cool if they could just put it on a community server. That would be super cool. Even in the adventure mode, that'd be dope. I doubt it would be in the adventure mode, but if they could get in a community server, even in Hypixel, just one game mode, that would be awesome. And I'm sure Slamma would love that, and we'd vouch for it.
Yeah. So this is one that is interesting for us.
Oh.
Someone said, I do think that Hytale is probably going to be a great game when it comes out. I'll very likely make videos on it as soon as possible. Parentheses. Hey, John, keep me in mind for any creator early access, please.
Ooh.
End parentheses. Give it my honest review and put many hours into it, live and in video form. And he said 100% that agree that creator engagement is going to be critical. It is one of the things I personally miss the most from my last 2 roles. And then I replied, speaking of creators in mind for early access, and he did not like to tweet. So.
Uh-oh.
And then you replied, speaking of creators want to hop on the Hytale podcast, he also did not like that one.
Dang. I tried. I think we both ran out of our tweet circle limit that we had. Or maybe John was on Twitter and he rate limit exceeded because, what's it called? Elon was testing us.
Yeah,
some stupid
that's
things.
True, actually. His rate limit exceeded and he couldn't see the tweet. That's
yeah, no,
the
100%.
He didn't like it.
Yeah, if you want to go back now, John, you can. I don't think they have the rate limit thing anymore. I haven't got caught up on it in a couple days, so.
I've not gotten rate limited either, so if you want to, make sure that we're in a creator early access so that we can give everyone in the Hytale podcast sphere their early access look.
And that also what John says does double down on what Buddha said on our podcast because Buddha loves creators as well. He is a creator. He has, if you didn't know, Buddha does have a YouTube channel where he streams once every 5 years, so that's pretty cool. And he said he wants to get into streaming again, but I guess he can't really right now because Hytale NDA and all that. So.
And then this was the question about if people like first or third person. Oh wait, This is just the same one, but he replied, saying JL ranges Radoons all day confirmed. To Radoon saying, but obviously third person combat. I don't know what JL ranges Radoons all day confirmed means.
Don't know. Oh, JLTZ? Isn't that his Twitter or whatever? No. Or just a JT?
Well, yeah, that is his Twitter, but he just said JL ranges Radoons all day. I don't know what that means.
I have no idea. Once again, John Hendricks, translator, please hit us in the comment section. All right, let's move on. Next one. We got, how many more do we have? I think we got a lot here.
I'm scrolling up as fast as I can. I'm going to be honest. I'm skipping a few of them too. Because some are not that interesting.
No.
Someone asked about, so as someone who makes note block songs in Minecraft, I'm curious if there will be an equivalent system in Hytale. And he said, looking at in-game music creation across genres, what are some of your favorites? From My Singing Monsters to BDO. So he tried to, gauge the questioner, how do you like to make music in the game? Which is a promising sign that we will be able to get music creation in the game. We've seen instruments.
Yeah, there's
so it'd be weird for them not to work.
There's a small guitar thing. I forget the name of that little guitar. I know that's a specific name to it, but I'm not a musician, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it a banjo? Look like a band. Maybe a bigger
banjo or a ukulele, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Slamma would know. She makes music. So.
Let me see how I can summarize this. You basically asked a bunch of stuff about are moss horns burnable? How bad do moss horns smell? And he said, I can't imagine a moss horn has ever snuck up on something downwind of it.
So that means moss horns smell.
The stink is huge. They are smelly creatures. Imagine if Hytale's 4D, like those 4D movies, with Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
2 of those that actually did okay, and that was it. I never went to go see one though.
I've never seen one either, but imagine if Hytale has
a little scratch and sniff
4D
card.
Only for moss horns. You can just buy moss horns scratch cards, so that the second you see a moss horn on your screen, you have to scratch the card and then pass out.
I'd light it on fire.
That would probably make the smell a lot worse.
Well, we'll have to test it out. Somebody make smelly Mossthorn scratch cards and we'll burn it in a fire pit because safety.
Okay, so someone, I assume this is the same person about the concept arts, saying, I mean, concept arts and thanks for the answer, sample. And then he shows the sea creatures concept art of a shark, a crab, and a far ocean kraken. Why did we not see this one whenever we were talking about ocean animals?
I don't know.
The far ocean kraken.
Well,
regardless, he says, I can't make a blanket statement on concept art. It's a mix of things being considered for Orvis and ideas being explored from a creator perspective.
Okay.
So I think it's just basically saying none of the concept art is confirmed. It's just, hey, these are cool ideas that we might want to see.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they put them all in the game anyway. Like, I'm sure there's a shark. I'm sure there's a crab in the game, which we've already seen crabs. And we've already seen the kraken. I'm sure that's a boss that's going to be in the game. So I think all three of these are in the game anyway. I don't know if there's a difference between the kraken and the far ocean kraken. Like, is the far ocean kraken bigger than the regular kraken? We don't know. But either way, a kraken's a kraken. I'm sure you don't want to fight it.
We've got more confirmation on moss horns saying you can ride them, but I'm not sure you would arrive in style, and I'm not sure you'd arrive there first. So they are slow, they are ugly, and you can ride them.
And they smell. Like, what is the point of a moss horn? Like, nothing. You just kill them. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Kill moss horns.
And then he replied, okay, this is just my opinion, but I always vote rideable everything, and I know this is something close to your heart.
Yes. Yeah, I think rideable I did reply on this. I did reply on that. I was like, rideable raptors. I don't know if he responded to that. Or no, he did respond to that. He said something, but it had nothing to do with rideable raptors. He said something about, like, a name with one of his animals.
He said, yeah, he just talked about his animals.
What was the name? I forget the name. It was like, what? Roger?
Richard.
Richard. Yeah, he always names his pets Richard. Good to know, John. I will name my first... And this is breaking news right here. I will name my first rideable raptor because that's clearly going to be in Hytale. I'm going to name it Richard it's for John. I'll name my raptor Richard.
And then, let's see. I think we're getting close to the end here of his tweets, at least.
Let's go.
This is a big one.
Oh, God. I don't even know what it is.
Someone replied to your tweet saying, if Hytale will have vertical slabs, could it also have diagonal fences? He said, diagonal fences? Are you insane? And then he replied to that in all fairness. You have me thinking about it.
Oh, I didn't see that part. Dang, I must have missed one.
See that part. They're thinking about it. So, diagonal fences confirmed in the game.
Not yet.
Is what that means.
Yes, that means they're in the game already. They're playtesting it. Beta's coming out next month.
I think that's super exciting because one thing I hate about Minecraft is how whenever you want to have a diagonal in a fence, you have to do boop, 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 boop,
yeah,
boop, and it looks super ugly. If you could just have fences,
it's like making a railing. Have you tried making a railing in Minecraft? Like you said, you gotta do like up like a little zigzag pattern. Yeah, and it just looks stupid. Like, why can't I shave off the bottom or something? But like a vertical, that would be fire. That would be so fire.
It'd be very cool. So let's see what he said +1 on. Someone said, honestly, I just want my building to have as much potential as possible. One big thing on my mind is the ability to seemingly place down items like potions and swords in certain angles to create more immersion. I just know that adventure maps and build battles are going to be mental. He said +1. This is something we already know is confirmed in the game because it's the first shot in the trailer. We see items stored against the log.
Yes, literally. I mean, the trailer was not like in-game footage. It was, I believe, it was generated, right? So, but they wouldn't put it in there if that's not something they weren't working on already. So,
yeah, 100%.
And that was in 2018.
Placeable items.
It's 2023.
Will be a thing.
It's 2023. Like, I'm sure they have it in by now.
And we've reached the end of John Hendrix's.
He had a 5-part tweet the other day.
He had a 5-part thread. I was looking at the replies. The tweet itself was regarding the blog post and him saying, hey, we acknowledge that this blog post might just look like a nothing burger and asking for hiring. And he said, wanted to call out a fair critique I've heard about the last game. Update saying this is just an update on progress and an announcement that we're hiring. Yes, To be fair, that is intentional. My job is to get the game made so that people can enjoy it. My two motivations for the updates right now are: 1. Give status to our active community. It's hard to express how much you inspire us. Every dev like or comment on here represents a team of people inspired by you to do their best work. I'm in your debt, so I can share what I can. To get this game ready for when we need even more talented people to join the team, I take every Game 1 post as a message to recruit harder, to find the right people to keep our progress on track. To ship the game, we need a great game and a healthy game, and a healthy team. When players and creators get into the game, the real conversations begins. We want to be ready for that. Can't wait. Takes time.
Awesome. I don't think we should comment on this. I think we should let the comment section pick it apart.
I agree.
Pick it apart.
I don't think there's too much to really talk about that. I think it's just him giving his opinion. He doesn't share any new information, and I mean, that's the point of it. He doesn't and can't show new information right now.
Yeah, it's not that he doesn't want to, it's that he just can't do it. Yeah, and let's get on to viewer questions now, because we're currently, 31 minutes. 31 minutes into the pod right now. We could speak for a good 15 more probably about viewer questions.
We got a good time for viewer questions.
Yes.
We are nowhere close to caught up.
So let's get caught up.
One thing I will say is this has been a discussion after blog posts, and especially in our Discord. If you haven't yet joined our Discord, link is down in the description. Of the note that no recent gameplay footage has been shown. None of it. Of the new engine. Even the most recent Pride postcard, which is something we haven't talked about yet, was just
It was like a drawing. It was like a drawing.
Yeah, it was a drawing. It was an artwork piece. It wasn't concept art. Not the right term for it. It was just a piece of artwork for Pride. And usually we get those in-game footage, but they are very, very adamantly not showing us gameplay right now.
Yeah. So
what are they hiding? They're obviously hiding something. Maybe they don't want to show off the old engine when the new engine is being made and it looks different. There's a lot of things possible.
Do you think there's a lot of texture changes or graphical changes with the new engine that they're hiding from us right now, or do you think it's just that we don't want to show off the new engine? Because maybe there's something that's incomplete.
I think it does look a bit different. I think it's going to look better because obviously it's been quite a while since they've shown us the game, and the team that is responsible for making it graphically look better has obviously been hard at work. So the game does look better.
Cool. Let's get on to viewer questions now because there's a lot of them.
So I don't know. I'm gonna say your Discord name because your nickname I don't know how to pronounce. VoidFox2 asks, you know, Hytale is gonna be cross-platform. Do you think you could transfer accounts cross-platforms? For example, if you have a PS4 but eventually get PC, you'd be able to bring your save file over?
I think so. Ooh, save file.
Save file. Yeah.
I thought we were talking about accounts. I thought we were talking about just like your player account.
I think will stay the same. If you buy something on PS4, you'll see it on your phone. You'll see it on your computer is my guess. Save file gets tricky.
If there's a way to import it onto like your player's account, just say like for me, like if I can save my world on my phone on my CanadianFlash account, and just say I do get a PC and I upload it or import it to my CanadianFlash account and then download it back onto my PC, I think that could be possible, but it would be very tricky, I would say. But I don't know. It could be easy.
The way most single player games work, and a lot of this is the way Minecraft works too. Yeah, it saves the world locally, and it is just a folder. The folder is on your computer. It is not somewhere in Minecraft's cloud. Now, the thing is, Minecraft is an offline game. We don't know if Hytale is an offline game. Personally, I hope Hytale, at least the single player portion, is offline, because I'm someone that has blessed Minecraft for being there for me whenever I've lost power, lost internet. And that is the game I've always been able to fall back on and just play without any need for internet or even slow internet. I mean, that can also be a thing if there's a storm over you and you still have internet, but your internet's going wacky, you switch to a single player game, you're always fine.
You're always good.
Not
the only thing you can exactly. So I think it depends. I don't know how they would do it. It would be very tricky unless there's a way to open up your files in single player. Like I don't know. It would be so hard to do that on mobile, maybe or PC or whatever. Because or not put in PC, maybe mobile or console. Because it's not like on your PS4 you can just go into a game's files and just take like %app data take out like your save folder and then put it somewhere. Like where do you put it on your phone? Like in your images or something, and then you upload it on Discord to yourself or email it to yourself and then you re-download it. Like that's tricky.
So it basically all depends on where they store the save file and if the save file can get stored to the cloud, because if it gets stored to the cloud you can access it anywhere, obviously.
That's a good question.
And that makes me follow up of the offline thing is what launcher it's going to be on, because the options are like it has its own launcher, it's on Riot Games, or if it's on Epic. I'm not familiar with the Riot Games launcher. I don't know if it would allow you to play it offline because they only have online games.
Okay.
I know Epic Games lets you play games offline, but it needs you to have your login saved. It's very annoying because there's been moments where I didn't have internet and I wanted to be like, yo, let me launch this game. And it was like, yo, you need to log in. And I'm like, bro, I don't have internet. How do I log in?
Yeah.
Even though the game itself is offline. So that's something that could be a thing, is it might need to have your login saved and then you can access it offline. And then if it's its own launcher, it'll just depend on how the launcher works.
Well, I think if it has its own launcher, it'll be similar to Minecraft. Like you can play Minecraft offline anyway. So
I agree with that. And then you connect to the online.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So
good question.
Those are the three options. I hope you're gonna be able to play it offline. That's my hope, at least. Let's see. Which zone will you build your first base in?
Zone 3. I think we've mentioned that a couple times already. Depends. If we know you can select zones, so I'm gonna select Zone 3, build a base there. But if they change it again and you start in Zone 1, then I'll build a base in Zone 1.
I'm gonna build a base in Zone 1.
Yeah.
I think it's the most neutral one. I want to have the most neutral experience as my first playthrough. The next one, I'll start my base in Zone 6. Fuck it.
If you can. If you can. You'll just die 1,000 times. Play hardcore mode.
Or if it randomly drops you in a zone, I'll just build it in the zone that I'm in. But if I get to choose a zone, I will likely pick Zone 1.
Yeah.
I'm a bit boring like that. But yeah.
I'd be honestly, if there was a randomization option to start Hytale, I think I would just click the random option. I know I want to start in Zone 3, but I want the most genuine experience.
If there's a random option, I would choose the random option.
I'd choose the random option.
And then
be adaptable.
And then imagine we get Zone 4.
Yeah, that would be so funny. You just have to well, there's no trees here. That's cool.
Would you spawn above ground or in the jungle below?
Ooh.
In Zone 4.
Well, there's not much above ground, but also I don't think you can spawn in Zone 4. I think it's just 1, 2, and 3.
It's just 1, 2, and 3. Okay.
I think so, but they could have changed it by now, so we don't know. But
yeah, it would be weird if you spawn in Zone 4 and there's just lava and molten rock around you.
Yeah, Zone 2 would be a tough place to start as well, because once again, you could start maybe in the little acacia biome where they have those trees, but if you're in the middle of the desert, you're just going to be hauling and trying to find some trees and water if you need water as well.
What about Zone 5 though? Would you build your base in Zone 5?
I would build a base in Zone 3. Well, if I could spawn in Zone 5, yeah, I would build a base in Zone 5. If we're up in the clouds and I'm building a little cloud base, that would be sick, but good luck getting down with no equipment, so have fun.
Territe asks, Hytale will probably have more Ultraverses in the future. What do you think some could be?
I feel like a water planet. Because that just seems like a
Neptune?
very... Yeah, no, I was thinking more of a Star Wars planet. It's called, oh my god. It's where the clones are from.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh my god.
Does it start
with
Komoa?
Yeah.
Kimona?
Yep, Kamonans?
Damn, we gotta Google this.
No, you're close. You're very close, because it's called the Kaminoans. That's the species that lives there. Kamino, that's the name.
Kamino.
Yes,
there you go.
A water planet like Kamino would be sick, especially.
I'd love that.
That would be awesome. I'm just thinking of Star Wars planets, because they got so many. Maybe a planet like Endor, which is just a bunch of trees and like a real deep forest. I think that would be really cool. We already have a lava planet. That's Torballen.
I would love to see a Star Wars mod in Hytale.
Oh, there's going to be one.
All of the different planets.
You know there's going to be one. That would be amazing.
I know it's going to happen. I just want someone to start working on it immediately. So
so we got like a sandy moss planet. That's Carpac. We got Torballen, which is the best planet. So we have Camino. We got Endor. What else we got? What other elements could we do? Like an ice planet?
Ice planet we could do that we don't know about. Because the planets that we do know about aren't really the typical planets you think about.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Not the typical zones or biomes, so a lot of possibilities with future Ultraverses. I don't think that's something we're gonna have to worry about, considering we already have like 5 other planets that we have to get to first.
Yeah, but I mean, down the line, that is years and years of DLC in the future. And one more thing, like we know the biome, that little salt flats, like the red salt that we see in some concept arts. If you ever watched The Last Jedi and Star Wars, where they're running on those speeders, they're kicking up the red salt. Iconic scene. I mean, it's a newer movie, but it's an iconic. Still iconic. It's visually gorgeous. So that's already in Hytale. So people are gonna be making them speeders and kicking up the red dust. I just know it's gonna happen.
Kreger the Cyborg asks, where would you think Hytale would have limitations, and how would you work around the limitations, if any, changeable or found? I don't really know what that means. What would limitations for Hytale be?
Like, I don't know. Are there limits? We don't know. We don't have the game, so we don't know what it's limited to.
Yeah, we could probably answer that question in 2 years, but right now I don't have a good answer for that. Reduci. Oh. Okay. Interesting.
Nice.
Asks, it has been a while since anyone has looked over the old Hytale blog post content that was made in 2018, combat system and lore. While I understand that it's completely irrelevant now and it's outdated, do you think that the gameplay, technical, and other achievements has been the Hytale has achieved over the... That's not a question. Do you think Hytale devs could have done better?
With what? What they did back in the day?
I guess? I'm not sure I understand the question.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume they've done better because it's been like almost 5 years since the trailer dropped. So
yeah, they've also kind of redeveloped the entire engine. So
sorry if we misunderstood your question. If you want to answer it in the next pod, or get it,
if you want to like rephrase it,
so
that, we may get more context clues there. We'll be happy to answer that. Right now, I don't know. Hytale PvP Master asks.
That's not me, I swear.
Is that your alt account?
No.
What are possible ways to get IRL money? I know modder and builder can sell their stuff, but what about other people like PvPers and market players? Is it possible that you could trade in-game money on the official server for IRL money? Could people make a living on it? And I think that's a cool question to end it off on. What are ways that people could make money? And I know that's something Hawkon has touched about.
Yeah, I mean, just sticking on the PvP, because I think it's the smallest way to make money. You could compete in tournaments. I guess that's probably the only way to make money. Like, I guess there's like the live stream events that a lot of the YouTubers do, but they win money for those, right? I think so. Yeah, they win money for those.
Yeah, but that would be like strictly a creator thing and not really someone who's just like innately good at PvP.
Right. And
I think it'd be like
the Blockshot Network
tournaments.
I feel like Blockshot will have tournaments like that. I don't know if they will be monetary, but if they can pull up a sponsor, I'm sure 30 can find one. If they can pull up a sponsor to sponsor a tournament that can give away a cash prize, yeah, I can see that happening, and I can see you winning money for it, and I can see it actually becoming like a pseudo esport in Hytale.
Yeah, 100%. So there will definitely be tournaments from player-made servers, and then you'll be able to compete in those for possible cash payouts. Then there will be, I assume servers will do giveaways, but that's not really a consistent way to earn money. I'm sure the Hytale team themselves may host official tournaments. It'd be cool. I don't know if it's a good idea to like have a leaderboard system and then pay out the top of the leaderboard. I know certain games have done that.
That would induce a lot of cheating, and I know they don't do that in Minecraft because of cheating.
Or like has done that. But yeah, it would probably be very hard to monitor that.
It would be very toxic.
Cheaters will be very prominent.
Very toxic.
So I don't think official Hytale server payouts will be a good thing. But you mentioned more than peer-to-peers, so modders and builders will obviously be able to sell stuff. Builders will be able to join teams and just get a full job from that.
Right, and we could even talk about the union that Hawkon and his friends are making. They want to make like a developer/builder/creator union in Hytale where you get the backing of a union basically. So that could be huge for anybody who wants to get into building or developing or modding or whatever you want to do in Hytale. So we'll leave the link in the description to that Discord because there's already like 500 members in it. It's actually quite big. It's one of the most active Hytale-esque Discords. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, in terms of creators. And then I'm sure there's going to be like looking for jobs or job offerings there. Is it possible you could trade in-game money on the official server for IRL money? No.
No way.
No I think
shot.
It's going to be a one-way system. That doesn't make sense in terms of a profit system for the Hytale team.
No.
If you could sell your, account selling is obviously going to be not allowed, but people do it even though it's not allowed. I've heard that could be a way to make money. Allegedly, boosting is a way that people make money with accounts. So there's a lot of ways that may be allowed, may not be allowed to make money off it. I'm sure if there's a will, there's a way.
Yep.
Classic saying.
There is always a way.
And then obviously creators will hopefully get a creator code and then they'll be able to get a monetary kickback there. Trying to think of other avenues. Coders, any mod developers will obviously be able to make money.
Yeah, I think anybody tapped with the marketplace will have a good chance of making money, or maybe even server owners as well.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of avenues for how you can make money. So I don't think that's going to be the biggest issue, but I also don't think you should go into Hytale thinking I'm going to be able to make money from this. I think you're in the wrong place if that's the case. First goal should always just be have fun.
Always have fun, and if you go somewhere with it, continue with it, and then maybe in the future you can make money from it.
100%.
All right,
that's a good wrap on the episode
I think so. We're 47 minutes in, so thank you guys for watching this episode of the Hytale Podcast. Hytale Spins calls us the official Hytale Podcast, so that's pretty epic.
We have not touched that word, the official.
Yep.
We are your number one source for Hytale news, but
yes, but Hytale Spins thinks we're official, so just wanted to point that out.
If Hytale Spin says it,
it's true.
Who's to say we're not?
Yeah.
We can't confirm or deny anything.
No. But on that note, thank you guys for watching. Join our Discord. Link is in the description down below. I'm Chris. That is Myne on that side of me over there, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.